Alright guys, welcome back to the Frugal Homestead. So today I want to talk about a little product I've been using, specifically bought for when we convert to off-grid, that might help you guys out. Especially if you have like an RV. If you are off-grid, this will definitely help. Or if you have a small area you need to remove some moisture from. So one of the things that nobody seems to talk about, especially in tiny homes, is dehumidification. Now, if you live in a tiny home, I can promise you'll have to control your humidity. If not, you're going to be suffering. Right now, we don't have this place temperature controlled, and the humidity can get going. And I'm sure that this winter, we'll have times that it will get going, especially if you're a person that heats with gas. It seems like humidity and gas just go hand in hand. Now, we do have a wood burner. That will help us. But I want to show you a very cost-effective way to control your humidity in smaller spaces. So what I ended up getting after some research was the Eva-Dry 1100, and the 1100 is a cubic foot measurement. So really it's a 225 square foot petite dehumidifier by Eva-Dry. Now, I did a lot of research. There's a lot of other good products, but for the cost and the people that have had long-term reviews with these, this just was the one that I went with. Now, the first thing I want to tell you about this product is there's not a lot to it. The second thing I want to tell you is it's not real expensive, coming in about 40 bucks. I will put the actual link to this product in the description below. But they have other sizes if you're looking for different sizes. But if you are off-grid or if you are paying attention to power consumption, you will know that anything with a compressor sucks the juice. Period. Refrigerators, freezers, anything. But a dehumidifier, they drink power. Literally drink power. The last one I owned was an old Sears one, and it would be kicking on at 500 watts. I mean, just drinking power. Now, these work on a different system. It's as far as I understand, it's a Pelton wheel. Now, I have not cracked one of these open to see exactly what they do, and I don't really feel like doing it because it just works. And when something just works, you don't break it apart to go check it out. If one breaks, I will definitely open it up. But let me take you over here and show it, and I will also show you its power consumption because it will blow your mind. All right, so here's the actual unit. Now, this unit I've been using down here in the kitchen bathroom area, and honestly, it has pulled out a lot of moisture. I really don't measure it like a lot of these guys that do these videos because I don't think it's necessary. I think the concept is pretty basic because you have a power cord that plugs into the back, it comes out and goes in the wall. Done. You have a catch tray here, and this catch tray has a little port right here with a sticker that you can dump it out. Right here is where it drips down in from the unit up in here. So there's not a whole lot to this, guys. I mean, in realisticness, it's literally just a cup underneath the unit. Now I want you to listen. Now you may right now hear an air conditioner upstairs that just kicked on in the background. But I'm going to put you right up close because I want you to hear this thing run. It's silent, guys. Let me put the mic right next to it. That is literally all you hear. So you don't have that loud compressor kicking on and off. That's it on. It doesn't change, it's just on. All right? It doesn't go up to a certain point and shut off, it's just on. Now you could put it on a timer if you were worried about it. Now, here's what I wanted to show you. I don't know if that's gonna show up. We are currently pulling 22.6 watts. All right? Hopefully you guys can see that here. Let me see if I can turn it this way. I don't think it wants to play. So 22.3, 22.0, 22.1, and it just works, guys. So I have monitored this thing for days on end. I've actually filled it like 15 or 16 times and dumped it out of this house. I have had a external moisture, humidity, and temperature meter going, but I didn't record any of the actual information from it because I didn't feel it was relevant. I will say that having one of these to measure those things can be very helpful. Now, if you don't understand why it's important to control humidity in your house, if you get black mold, if you have a basement, if you have an RV that just sits empty a lot, these things can all turn into mold factories over time because the temperature changes, the moisture levels, and in a tiny house, even just breathing a lot in a small area can cause the moisture to go up. If you've ever slept in a tent and woke up in the morning and there's moisture on the inside, that's from you breathing. So the smaller the space, the more moisture, and the more you're gonna have to deal with it and combat it. Now, with that said, it's not always a giant deal. It may be as simple as if you've got a small bathroom that you're trying to keep moisture levels down in. One of these little units thrown in there is a simple solution to fix this. Low cost, low power. It's not gonna bother. You can actually put it underneath the cabinet because nobody's gonna hear it run. It's not bad to look at aesthetically, honestly. I mean, if you really look at it, I don't think that too many people are gonna mind seeing that sitting on the sink in their bathroom. They may think it's an air filter, they may think it's for scent, but really it's a good looking little unit for a good price. So with that power consumption, I really see no reason not to have it running almost all the time down here for us, except for when we're full-blown winter burning the wood burner because it dries it out so bad down here you actually will have to put a kettle on top to put some moisture back in the air. But that's the game you play when you are living in a tiny home. You have to keep the temperature as well as the humidity under control. For the price point, guys, for the fact that it makes no noise and everything else, I think this is an excellent product. Like I said, they make bigger ones if you need a bigger one. They make smaller ones if you need a smaller one. I will say that on a heavily humidity couple days, you'll want to be checking that cup every like 2 days. But I plan on taking one of these and also putting it into a small wood kiln I'm building to dry firewood. So we will definitely be able to see what it can do on a really small environment and how fast it actually fills up. And I'll be getting back to you guys with those numbers when I build the kiln. But I think that this is actually a great product for everyone. And I do encourage you to, if not this one, go look at other products. If you go down and take the link underneath to their store, they've got a bunch of different ones. But I think that there's other ones on Amazon that are actually pretty good products. Just make sure you don't get tricked by the cubic foot or the square foot. This says 1100 on it, but that's cubic foot. That breaks down to like an 11 by 12 room with an 8-foot ceiling. Really, 225 square foot is about what this thing's rated for, which is like the downstairs of our tiny house or the upstairs of our tiny house, being that it's almost 500 square feet. So know the size you need, read the fine print, and make sure you're buying the correct size for what you need. It's always better to go bigger than what you need when dealing with things like this. And with that said, and I don't know why you wouldn't have by now, go down, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell so you see all of our upcoming videos. Leave us a like. Let us know in the comments what you use for dehumidification in your house. Is it part of your furnace? Is it part of your mini split? Do you use a dehumidifier? And how much wattage do your dehumidifiers use? Because I'd love to have a conversation down in the comments about this, because I think this is going to be really hard to beat. And I think you're going to see bigger versions coming out soon to replace the older compressor types, because these things are crazy efficient. And with that said, I'll see you in the next one. I just like that little guy. It makes it so much nicer to be down here with less moisture.